Good morning. Happy Friday. I don't know where the regular Coffee with Angel banner is. That's what I was looking for, but good morning from the kitchen. There's a lot going on. There might be people you hear in the background. There might be people coming in the kitchen because I am cooking. So I hope you guys had an amazing holiday. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Joy Lynn. Good morning, Medidra. I hope I pronounced that right. Good morning. How you guys doing? Did you guys have a great holiday? Did you rest? I hope there was rest involved in your kitchen. I'm going to be honest. I didn't do much yesterday. I cooked. I'm getting my spoon out. I cooked my annual Christmas brunch, which is a very decadent caramel French toast, egg sausage, and we basically just rested. The kids are adults, so there's no getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning opening gifts. I think we opened the first gifts around 1 or 2 after we had brunch, and just watch football all day. Oh, great, great. I'm good. I hope your Christmas included some rest. So, my birthday is tomorrow. Well, first, let me introduce myself. First, I need to go live over here on Instagram because I always forget because of that extra step. Good morning, good morning. If you're new to Coffee with Angel, welcome. I'm Angel Cornelius, the founder of Maison 276 and creator of the award-winning 3-step system for silver gray and blonde hair, a healthy way to brighten, cleanse, and restore the natural brilliance of your hair without purple dyes. We hop on every Friday morning at 10 o'clock Eastern for Coffee with Angel. We talk about a lot of stuff. Sometimes I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I'm in my closet doing a closet refresh. This morning I'm in the kitchen, fully dressed because I am preparing for what's starting to be my annual holiday birthday lunch. Let me take a sip of coffee and then I'll explain. So, my birthday is tomorrow. And so I've gotten to where I don't really want to do much for my birthday, but just relax and be home with family. Since starting Maison 276, I feel like I'm always on the go. So a luxury for me is being home doing what I like to do. Sometimes that's nothing, but I do like to cook and I miss entertaining. And so I started a few years ago just inviting the family over for my birthday, and I would just cook stuff that they like, stuff that I like to cook. And so that's what we're doing this morning. Today's menu. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Yaya Rod. My holiday was wonderful. Thank you, Tangle Silver. It was restful. That's what I wanted. So today on the holiday Angels holiday lunch menu is, and they're all things. It's going to seem like a lot. It might, but in full transparency, I'm from New Orleans, so we always have too much food. Just people from Louisiana in general, we're always going to have a lot of food. There's going to be, well, first it started with like 6 people. Now we're at 10. So the main protein is going to be salmon. Everybody in the family loves salmon. I actually don't like it at all, but apparently I cook an amazing salmon. So it's one of my husband's favorite things. So we've got a salmon fillet that's super easy. It takes like 20-25 minutes to cook. So that's definitely going to be a last minute thing, but I'll show it to you and show you basically how I prepare it. It's super simple. But what I'm fixing now is my crawfish pie. So I start with the Holy Trinity. I'm going to see if I can pull the camera. And you guys feel free to ask questions. I'm going to type, oops, and I'm typing in the chat what I'm fixing. Crawfish pie, crawfish casserole, whatever you want to call it. and I'll explain. It's super easy. If you know how to make dressing, you can make this. All you're doing is really substituting the proteins. Let me put that on. And then I'm going to go and see if my banners. Nope, it's not there. My Coffee with Angel. I don't know what happened to it. So you're in the do. Okay, I'm just not going to worry about it. Does oh yeah, I don't know why it doesn't say Coffee with Angel up there. Good morning, Marcia. Hi. Okay, so I started already with my I forgot I can pick this up and show y'all. I think. So I started with my Holy Trinity. So the Holy Trinity is onion, bell pepper, and celery. And when I'm doing a lot of cooking, I will just put some in the food processor, like 2 onions, a bell pepper, and maybe 3 or 4 stalks of celery. I really eyeball it and just have a lot so I don't have to keep cutting up seasoning. So I'm starting with already sauteed all my Holy Trinity, and it's all caramelized, you see? Because nobody wants to be crunching on raw seasoning. And then just for a little that smoky flavor, I diced up a little bit of andouille sausage. So that's what this is. This is andouille sausage. It's not even a whole link. It's like this, maybe a 4-inch link. And I just diced it up because I just wanted that smokiness. And all of that is sauteing. And so now I'm going to add the crawfish. Never heard of crawfish pie, but I like. Oh, happy Boxing Day. So crawfish pie, yeah, it is savory. So this is authentic Louisiana crawfish. These are just the tails, and you buy it frozen here in my local grocery store, HEB. Everybody loves HEB. And when I buy certain things, like I want the regional thing. So there, you can buy shrimp from anywhere, but I only buy Gulf Coast shrimp. And so when I'm looking at the package for crawfish, I always want to know where it was made. It's less about the brand, but where it was made. This is from Ville Platte, Louisiana, a very small town in Louisiana, but I have some really good friends from Ville Platte, and they know everybody, including the the company that makes this crawfish, or that packages this crawfish. So I'm going to take this crawfish, and this is a pound, 12 ounces close, and put that in there. And then I'm just going to, let's see, can we zoom? I'm going to see if we can zoom. Oh, we can't, not that much. There we go. So I'm just going to saute the crawfish for just a few minutes. Let's go back to not zooming. And you guys feel free to ask questions if you have any questions. And so I'm just going to saute that for a couple of minutes. Crawfish is like shrimp. It cooks very quickly. If you cook it too long, it's going to taste like, it's going to have the texture of rubber. So I'm going to let that saute for a couple of minutes. And then the dressing is just a Pepperidge Farm French bread dressing. This is actually a combination of wheat and white bread. If I was being really fancy, I'd just get some French bread and make my own, but no. Even though I'm cooking a lot of things, they're all very easy because I don't want to work that hard, which is why I'm not cooking gumbo. So on the menu, we're going to have the salmon, the crawfish pie, green beans, which are going to be super easy because I fix them in the Instapot. The Instapot is the new version of, it's a pressure cooker, really. They cook in like 15 minutes. in the Instapot. Potato salad. I went on and made potato salad last night because it went from 6 to 10 people, so I thought I should have a little something else. Then Caesar salad. Now this is a hack. I bought 2 big pre-made Caesar salads from the grocery store. I'm going to put those in a very pretty bowl. And then the dressing that came with the Caesar salads, I'm going to put those in a nice little container. And there you go. You got to make stuff easy for yourself. I was going to make a pound cake, but then I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to buy an amazing pie from H-E-B. They make, if you're in Texas, you already know about H-E-B and their prepared foods. They're so good. And so I bought a maple apple walnut pie. And all I have to do is heat it. It's in the refrigerator. Now I'm craving a crawfish pie. Can you use crab meat? You can use crab meat. The thing about crab meat is so delicate, right? So a lot of times when you spend, let me stir this a little bit more. A lot of times when you spend all that money for lump crab meat, you want it kind of disintegrates in a dish, and you taste the crab, but you don't see it. So if you were using crab meat, yes, of course you can totally do that, but I wouldn't put it in right here because these crawfish were raw. Typically when you buy lump crab meat, a lot of times it's already cooked. So I will tell you when you can add it if you're going to use crab meat. If you're using shrimp, you can add it at the same time you're adding this crawfish. And so we're coming up on about 2 minutes. And also crawfish are just like shrimp in that once they start curling, you know, okay, they're done. All right, so now I'm going to add my bag of dressing, but that's a great question. That's a great question. I'm going to add, let me see if anybody has questions on Instagram. Good morning, you guys. If you guys have questions, I'm cooking my crawfish pie for my holiday birthday brunch. Why is it a holiday birthday brunch? Because tomorrow's my birthday. Okay, so added that all in. I'm gonna stir that a little. Let me see. Okay. And we got medium heat. So just kind of mix that up. Now I season every step of the way, but not a lot, just a little, because I actually don't like a lot of salt in my food. So when I start sauteing my Holy Trinity, my onion, bell pepper, and celery, I'll put a little bit of seasoning. My favorite all-purpose seasoning is, again, a Louisiana product, but you can buy it online. This is from Scott, Louisiana, which is right outside Lafayette. It's the Lafayette exit on I-10. So anyway, Don's specialty meat. This is like, I have 2 of these in the pantry because, yeah, when I drive home, I stop by Don's, get enough to last me a long time. So I always have it and make sure I don't run out. So I'm just going to put just a little bit. And then now I'm going to add some broth, or stock, I should say. So I made some chicken stock a couple of days ago. I had a roasted chicken, and I will do this often. The bones, like from the back and the breast, you know, I'll take those bones out and put them to the side and use them to make stock. And that's because I knew I was going to be doing this. So this is just some chicken stock. You can use vegetable stock. You can use water because sometimes I don't have stock or broth and just use water. And all that means is you just need to add a little bit more seasoning, that's all. Okay. And we're just gonna mix this all up. Oh, and then my other dessert, I am gonna make a dessert, another dessert though. So I've got the pie that I bought, but I am gonna make a dessert. But it's also super fast. Okay, I'm gonna put this over here because I want you to see the consistency of it. Okay, now what you don't want is dry dressing. So I am actually, let's see, because this is gonna bake, right? So I'm actually gonna put a little bit more water in that. And then I am going to taste it. And then we'll see what we need to add. This is a nice weekday meal. Well, yeah, I mean, this is one of like 7 things. And I would totally not make this on the weekday. I would not. I actually, it's just so much, it's a lot for just, me and my husband, we're empty nesters. So I typically only make this if I'm bringing something to a potluck or if I have people coming over. I mean, I guess you can make a small amount, but it seems like a lot. It's like you can't make a little bit of gumbo, right? It's just not a thing. Okay, let's taste this. And honestly, what I'm tasting, I already know the crawfish and the sausage. So what I'm really tasting is just the dressing part. Nope, it's good. I am going to add some pepper flakes though. Just a little kick. Okay. And that's it, y'all. Well, ish. I still have to put it in the pan. So if you were using crab meat, this is when you would put the crab meat in because it's already done, right? If you put it in before and then with all the stirring, it would just break up and you would taste the crab, but you wouldn't see it. Also, I would use a large fork. Like if I were, it must be in the dishwasher. If I had crab meat, I would mix it a lot more carefully because I would still want to maintain the lumps in the crab. But you can certainly, another meat that I will mix with it sometimes, like I put andouille sausage in it this time. The last time I made it, I did it with smoked turkey. So because I just wanted that kind of smoky component in the flavor profile. But remember, a dressing, that is just a canvas. It's a canvas and you can put almost anything in it. You can make this a vegan meal instead of the shrimp, crawfish, turkey. Use something like a baby bella mushroom or a cremini mushroom because it's meatier. So yeah, you can do a lot of things with a stuffing. Now, you may be saying, I thought this was a pie. Oh, let's see. A little bit of gumbo, never. Exactly. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. These are great questions, though. Hi, Trina. So What makes it a pie? And again, there are a lot of things you can make into a pie. It just kind of elevates it a little bit. So I previously pre-baked a pie crust down here at the bottom. So think about like a peach cobbler that has, like, the best peach cobblers have that crust at the bottom and at the top. And so that's what this is very much like. So I need to get a spoon. And it's okay that the crust didn't go all the way up because I actually wanted to keep the decorative edge of this showing. So this is just one round pie shell down in here. And I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm going to refrigerate this until it's time for my guests to arrive, because it's 10:30 Eastern, it's 9:30 in Central Time. And they have been told to be here at 1. So I will put this in the oven about 12:30 because I'm going to refrigerate it. Well, I'll let it cool down. And then I'll show you how I do the pie crust on top. And that's what makes it a pie. So I'm doing it today, even though tomorrow is my birthday. I'm doing it today because I am going to a bowl game tomorrow. My college, the University of Houston, is in a bowl game, and the bowl game is here in Houston. And we are playing the LSU Tigers, whom I would normally cheer for as a New Orleans girl, but clearly not tomorrow. Okay. Now, the last time I just made this Sunday. Wait, what's today? Yeah, I just made this Sunday for a potluck thing. And it was all the way at the top because I had a lot of smoked turkey and it was a lot of meat. Okay, now I'm gonna put my lattice top on. I've gotten so fancy. Any other questions? Okay, so now let me get the other part of my other pie shell. And I'll show you how. Who's texting me? I'll show you how I make my, let's see, can we see that down there? I'm gonna put it down. There we go, like that. Okay. Some things that look really complicated are not at all. So here's my pie shell and my knife. So I'm just going to cut strips. I'm not sure why I thought this was so complicated at one point. Now, I don't have any of the things that make fancy shapes. Okay, what else so let's see, I said menu. Oh, the dish, the other dessert that I'm actually going to make is a deconstructed key lime pie. I like to do deconstructed things when possible. Okay, I did. Okay, my lattice isn't perfect, but okay. So we're just going to start laying the lattice. It takes a minute, but it's worth it because it's pretty. And your guests feel like you went through a lot of trouble for them. You just lift that up, and then that's how you make the lattice. So lift that up, and then so it's like every other. Yep. Do you see how that's going? Oh, that one's going under there. Let's see, that one goes that way and here. And then I will do an egg wash on the lattice just to make it shiny. And bake this for about 25 to 30 minutes. Remember, it's actually everything's cooked. Like literally everything's cooked. So what you're one heating it through and then just making sure that the crust on top is done. But you've already cooked it. Like it was cooked when you cooked it in the skillet. Okay. So I'm just going to cut the edges off. And that's it, y'all. My crawfish pie. Okay, I'll cover that with some plastic wrap and put that in the fridge. That's it. I do have some extra. No, I'm just trying to do too much. I don't. Okay, we'll do a little. Yeah, if I knew how to do a bow, I'll work on that later. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'll work on that later. Let's get some plastic wrap, put this in the refrigerator. Because you don't want seafood just hanging around. Okay. Should have prepared the does the crust get soggy if it sits too long? No. You mean, does the crust get soggy after it's cooked or just now when I put it in the fridge? If the answer is no, either one. After it's cooked, no, it doesn't get soggy because I pre-baked the bottom crust. So it's not sitting on top of a raw crust. It's sitting on top of a crust that's actually done. And then on top, no, the crust does not get soggy because it's not like wet, like maybe a pie might be really wet. And that is the tricky thing about having an undercrust, whether you're doing it with a savory dish or a pie. And I think one way to do that is one way to prevent that soggy crust is to pre-bake your pie. Pre-bake the bottom pie crust. So no, it does not. It does not. Oh, thank you. That's a great question. You can totally. Well, what couldn't you see? I'm gonna show it to us. We can't see it. Y'all couldn't see okay, let me go back. Let me get it out of the refrigerator. They said they couldn't see it on Instagram because they changed the what do you call it? the dimensions or whatever. I'm going to grab it out of the refrigerator again. Okay. Okay. Let me make sure they can see it on Instagram. All right, let's see. It's a little delayed on Instagram, so okay. I'm gonna hold it up. Can y'all see this? Okay. I had to go back and get it for Instagram to make sure they could see it. Okay, I think they see it. That's why I go back and forth between the two platforms, because I know they changed the aspect ratio. That's what I'm trying to say. They used to show it all landscape, and for whatever reason they changed it on the app. So anyway, thanks for letting me know y'all couldn't see it, Yaya Roth and Trina. Okay. My other thing that I guess you can make it in a, oh, you can totally make it in a pie shell. The first time I made it in a pie shell. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason I went to that rectangular dish was because I had like a little bit of stuffing left over that wouldn't fit in the pie shell. And so that's why I went to the rectangular one. You can totally do it that way. Yes. I'm going to figure out what to do. I'm going to learn how to tie a bow with this leftover crust. When it's time to bake it, I'm going to have that down. I am. So let me put my leftover pie crust over here, and I'm going to learn how to tie a bow. Okay, my other dessert, I'm telling you how to make it. I haven't made it yet. I have a schedule. Like whenever I have like dinner, any kind of entertaining, I have a schedule for everything. All the meals, what goes into the oven, time things go into the Instapot, whatever. I have a schedule. The only difference this morning is that I'm fully dressed because I was going to go live with y'all. Normally, I do not have a full face of makeup as I'm cooking, but it's all fine. So my dessert that I am going to make is, key lime is one of my favorite desserts. And it's something that people like that I make. But instead of a pie, I'm going to do, sorry, I'm getting my stuff. Instead of a pie, I'm going to do a deconstructed key lime in martini glasses. Super easy, but it looks really fancy. And it's a no-cook pie, no cooking. So for the crust, I put in the food processor yesterday, graham crackers, a little bit of brown sugar, walnuts, and basically made it's a crust. Now, if I were baking it, I would put butter in it because the butter would be the thing that keeps the pie shell together, right? That's the fat. But it's a no bake, so I don't have to put butter. So what I'm going to do is, you see, it's just kind of like sand. Well, so I'm going to put this in the bottom of the martini glass. I also serve shrimp and grits like this. It's just fun. And so the key lime, I haven't made it yet, but I'll tell you what it is. It's super simple. Condensed milk, lime juice, real lime juice. I've got a dozen limes I'm gonna juice, and that's it. I don't put any eggs in it, so it doesn't need to cook. I'm also gonna zest the lime. So we're about to wrap this up because people are coming down and want to get in the kitchen and eat and do stuff. So I'm gonna juice the limes, zest them first, and then juice your limes and add that to the condensed milk. It's going to obviously cut that sweetness of the condensed milk, but you're going to get that key lime taste. Now, how much? I really like the tartness. So for every can of condensed milk, I'm going to have a quarter cup of lime juice. It may seem like a lot, but condensed milk is very, very sweet. And so that's going to give me that super tart taste. So if that seems like a lot to you, it's much easier to add it than to take it away. So if you feel like you need less, fine, but I like it tart. And then I'm going to put that on top, put like about an inch on top. And then I'm going to top it off with some store-bought whipped cream and then sprinkle more of the crumb top on top, and that's it. But it looks so fancy, and the fact that you've put it in a martini glass makes it very special. But a super, super easy no bake dessert. And I will put the recipe to this down in the description of today's live. Excuse me. And also the recipe to the crawfish pie. I'll put that down in the live. Yeah, it's super easy. It's super easy. I do like to cook. I do like to entertain. I don't do it hardly ever. Because anyway, time. But when I do, I like to do special things. So your guests know how important they are to you, and that you appreciate them taking the time out to come and just fellowship, have a great time. So, okay, guys, that's wrapping it up. I got to get back to cooking. I will share some behind the scenes stuff. I don't know, somewhere I will, so you guys can see the whole meal, what everything looked like, and also all the recipes. So thank you guys so much for jumping on with me, watching me hang out. Yeah, so give me a day to get all the recipes in the notes, but they'll be in the vlog description. But give me a day to pull them all together, because these are things that I make all the time. And so they're all up here, not in any recipe file at all. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Christmas weekend. Have a great time. Thanks so much for joining me in the kitchen. And let me know if this is the kind of stuff you would like to see me do more cooking. Not necessarily live, but vlogs where I actually am able to show you all of the steps. I do have a couple of cooking vlogs when I first got on Instagram, YouTube about a year or so ago, my red beans and rice, and a couple of vegan dishes that I really like. So let me know if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see me do more cooking vlogs, I would be happy to. Have a great holiday weekend. If I don't see you before the New Year's, have a safe, wonderful, happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2026. Bye, y'all. Oh, thank you. Thank you.